my gosh. Oh my gosh. What did I just witness, man? What did I just witness? I have absolute chills, man. There's chills running up and down my body, so much so that I had to put on a hoodie because I'm freezing. I have chills. I have goosebumps. What? Ladies and gentlemen, we just witnessed NFL history. We just witnessed one of the greatest performances that I have ever seen, man. Oh my gosh. The Eagles don't just have a running back. They don't just have a premier game changer. They don't just have a lethal weapon, a cutthroat running back. They have one of the best players I've ever freaking seen with my own two eyes. I cannot believe what I just witnessed, man. Oh my gosh, man. You ever do something so much and you like it so much and then you just keep doing it, it gets better. It gets better. It doesn't stop. The game goes on. He gets stronger. The game goes on. He gets better. He gets faster. He's so elusive. He cannot be stopped. Saquon Barkley just told the NFL, you better give me that effing MVP trophy. If he's not the MVP right now, who is? Who's the MVP right now? Oh my gosh. Wow. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome into the A to Z Philly postgame show presented by BetMGM right here on A to Z Philly. We're on YouTube, we're on Facebook. Guys, do me a favor. If you're just popping in here, like the show, subscribe to the YouTube channel, and share the show. Holy crap, man. Did that just really happen? I'm over here pinching myself. Saquon Barkley, over 300 scrimmage yards. Saquon Barkley, 2 touchdowns. Saquon Barkley, in the second half alone, a 70-yard run out of the gate, shot out like a cannon. And then on the final drive, you're trying to ice the game. You're doing tush pushes, and you're trying to just get one final drive where you could just run out the clock. And this guy takes it to the house for 72 yards. I've never seen anything like this. Derrick Henry? Derrick Henry who? You mean the guy that the Eagles are going up against next week? Derrick Henry who? This is Saquon Barkley's league, man. And you know what's even funnier? You know what makes this so poetic? It's the same week that Daniel Jones gets cut by the New York. Daniel Jones got cut by the New York Giants a couple days ago. He demanded a release. He said, get me out of here. The same GM that sat up on national television and said, we don't need to pay Saquon Barkley. We have a $40 million quarterback. We have a game changer in Daniel Jones. We don't need to pay Saquon. Howie Roseman swooped right in and said, I got you. 13 mil, no problem. Cut the check. This guy is worth every penny and more. Matter of fact, everybody who watches Eagle games should have to donate money to Saquon Barkley because that's how good he is. His check should be $30 million. He has to be MVP right now. And let's be real, there's a lot of touchdowns this season that have gone to Jalen Hurts that probably could have gone to Saquon if he was on a different team. You know, if he didn't have a running back like Jalen. I'm in amazement, man. I'm stunned. I'm shocked. There's so much more to get to with this game. But the Eagles obliterate the Los Angeles Rams on their home turf, 37-20. And let's be honest, this game was not even that close. This game should have been 45-7, but you have BS officials who are literally cheating to keep the Rams in the football game. And look, I'm not a person that's going to come up here every week and complain about the refs and complain about this and that. But in this game, it was actually so freaking comical how much of a one-sided performance the officiating was. I'm talking about 2 plays in particular that come to my head. Number one, A deep ball on 3rd and 16. Rams absolutely need a first. Matt Stafford, being the veteran quarterback he is, launches it downfield to Puka Nacua. Isaiah Rodgers is in right shortly after Darius Slay goes down with an injury. By the way, should have been a flag for head-to-head. Parkinson literally leads with the helmet. Nothing is called. That's bogus. Now Slay is hurt. Isaiah Rodgers comes in. Puka Nacua doesn't even get touched. PI all the way down to the 150-yard penalty, and boom, they go in for a touchdown. Later in the game, Philadelphia Eagles driving down the field. Jalen throws an out route to AJ in the end zone. Pass interference. Yes, let's go. We're on the 1. But wait. A late hit on Landon Dickerson. First off, when's the last time you seen a late hit on an offensive player? And second off, on an offensive lineman. And third off, when you look at the replay, he didn't even do anything. He gave him a little shove, little tap. Matter of fact, a quarter before, I saw Dallas Goedert get slapped in the face right in front of the ref. Nothing called. So I don't want to emphasize on the refs too much, but that was one of the most comical, embarrassing officiating performances I've ever seen in my entire life. And with all that being said, the Eagles still took a crap on this team. The Eagles are so good. I've said it since week 1. This team is built on the identity of trucking with the football. All right, I love Jalen Hurts. I love A.J. Brown. He had over 100 yards in this game. Love Devontae Smitty. Didn't even play in this game. Didn't need him. It's all good. Let him rest. Dallas Goedert, love you, my man. But Saquon Barkley is going to take this team to the promised land. Do you hear me, ladies and gentlemen? Who can stop this guy? Let's hope and pray he stays healthy. Start limiting those carries. Do what you got to do. 26 carries, 255 yards. These are video game numbers, ladies and gentlemen. Every week, this guy runs for 100 like it's brushing your teeth in the morning. Every week, this guy changes the game. And that's what I said in the offseason when they signed him. There's certain backs like Saquon Barkley that you pay because he is a game changer. He's got all these like little quick moves that just they just send you into amazement, man. It's not even complicated with Saquon. He just does a little stutter, boom, 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 boom. Oh, off to the races. Can't stop him. He had 73 yards in the first half, and he comes out in the first play of the second half when you know that you need a little bit of juice. You know what I mean? It's going to be a tight game. You feel, all right, you're coming out of half. It's 13-7. What does Saquon do? Give me the rock, and he runs it to the house for 70 effing yards. 70 yards. This guy is unbelievable, man. He really is. He really is. Whatever you got to do to keep Saquon Barkley healthy, you do it. When's the last time a guy, look, I don't have the advanced stats all at the top of my head. I'm sure things will come out, but when's the last time a guy ran for a 72-yarder and a 70-yarder in the same game? Even the broadcast was saying that this was a historical game. Like, this is like one of the best 10 rushing games in NFL history, man. This is unbelievable. Whatever Derrick Henry had after today or whatever it was, 1,200 yards, I think it was. Yeah, Saquon just shattered you, buddy. Saquon is on pace for like 2,200 now. Oh my gosh, man. Saquon Barkley is so freaking good, man. The Eagles pretty much won this game by 30 points. Again, they dominate an opponent. Jalen Hurts didn't turn the ball over, and he didn't make the stupid play. There was a few where he got flushed out of the pocket, but he threw it away. There was a couple. The only plays I didn't like in this game were the stupid design quarterback runs. I'm getting tired of seeing that 3 times a day. Didn't work. Flush it. Throw it in the toilet. Goodbye. They got AJ going in this game. What do I say every week? You don't have to send AJ down the field every play. Easy, quick, crosser, boom. Do you see the plays that AJ makes after he has the ball? Do you see what AJ can do with the football? He's too talented, man. He's way too talented. They cannot stop AJ Brown. Like I said, they didn't even play Devontae Smith in this game. This team is complete. They are a unit. I'm trying to watch these games and think of the weakness of this team. Really, the only weakness I've had is the coach potentially blowing 2-point conversions versus field goals and just, trying to overcomplicate things. And the only other one I had was starting out slow. The only other one I had was starting out and not being able to score in the first half. And so far, both of those things have been completely flipped and turned around since the Browns game. The Eagles have won 7 in a row. They have a couple tough games coming up. But you're watching this Eagles team, and I'm sorry, they can compete with absolutely anybody. Now let's talk about the defense, man. Ladies and gentlemen, I would ask you who the MVP of tonight is. We already know, right? But without the Saquon performance, like putting that aside for a second, this Eagles defense is so good. Like you think they're good, and then they make another play, and then they make another play, and then you're like, holy crap. Like, how do they change the game like this? How did they flip the game on its head? The Eagles defense came out in this game, and they were not good to begin. The first couple drives, Stafford's getting it out quick. They're trying to use their biggest playmakers. Rams go 5 plays, 53 yards on the first drive. They go 9 plays, 70 on the second. They're moving the ball. We haven't seen this in a while. Now, I will say on the first drive, credit to the Eagles defense for cutting that drive short. They poked the ball out. If the Rams go down in that first drive and they score a touchdown, maybe this game goes completely different. Maybe not. But how about the Philadelphia Eagles forcing the turnover? I said in my game preview, if they could force a turnover on Stafford, now, again, it was on Kyron Williams who fumbled a couple times tonight, and they could just turn the momentum, and they did it from the first drive, that was going to set this team up. Eagles go down. They get it down inside the 10. They try a little weird 3rd and goal shovel pass. I didn't really like trying to imitate Kansas City, but nonetheless, they put points on the board. They capitalize off the turnover. And then what happens? The Rams start moving it down the field, And they end up punching it in, right? So 2 drives. For the most part, the Rams are maneuvering on your defense. And ever since that point, the Philadelphia Eagles gave up 13 points from that second drive on. 7 of them were gifted by the refs. 6 of them were garbage time. So, in fact, they gave up 0 meaningful points from the second drive to the rest of the game, to the end of the game. Couple guys I want to highlight on defense. Cooper DeJean, for being 21 years old. Now the broadcast is starting to talk about him. He's starting to get national recognition. I don't know if I've ever seen a rookie look as good as Cooper DeJean does in year number 1. Keep in mind, this guy had no training camp. This guy missed the first, 4 weeks? Comes back against the Browns and completely revolutionizes the defense. And no, he shouldn't play on the outside. He is, as we said in the draft stuff, a Swiss Army knife. The guy doesn't miss tackles. He doesn't let anything up. That man had Cooper Kupp in jail tonight. Cooper Kupp finished this game with 8 catches, 60 yards, and a touchdown. Most of that was in garbage time. I think he had like 30 yards that really counted. We're talking about Cooper Kupp, who has the second most yards in a season in NFL history. We're talking about Cooper Kupp, one of the best in the game. Every week, these guys shut them down. Quinyon Mitchell was great in this game. Again, you don't even hear about him because he's so damn good. On the other end, you had Jared Verse for the Rams, who are going back and forth for the Rookie of the Year. To me, it's not even close. Eagles have the number 1 defense in the NFL. These rookies have transformed this defense. Quinyon Mitchell and Cooper DeJean should both be Rookie of the Year. That's how I feel. They shut them down, man. Puka Nacua had those slot routes and those in-breaker routes, and he was getting some muscle on, and he was running. But really, most of his yards came on Isaiah Rodgers when Darius Slay got injured. Puka Nacua, they started feeding him because Isaiah Rodgers was cold. He just came into the game. Shout out to Darius Slay for being tough, getting back out there every week. But These young guys are the leader of this defense. Another thing I want to say, Zach Bond, Nakobe Dean, the linebackers continue to show out. Zach Bond had a huge third down tackle in this game. Nakobe Dean had one of the best sacks I've seen him have. Instant bull rush. Like, guys are getting knocked over in this game. Jordan Mailata got put on his butt in the first quarter. Then they come back. I'm watching Jalen Carter put guys on the ground. I'm watching Nakobe Dean put guys on the ground. Linebackers, so good. Corners, so good. C.J. Gardner-Johnson on a big third down smacks the ball away from Cooper Kupp. So good. Reed Blankenship makes a huge open field tackle. So good. I'm trying to look for weaknesses in this team. I don't see any. Man. Vic Fangio deserves so much credit because we came into the season, the first 4 games, Eagles were playing bend but don't break, and they were bending. They were bending all the way down to the 1-yard line. But here was the difference, man. They didn't have Cooper DeJean. They didn't have everybody healthy. They didn't play together a lot. And after that bye week, man, whatever the hell they did in that bye week, they need to replicate that every single year. They came out of that bye week shooting. They have not missed a beat. They have won 7 games in a row. They are 9-2. The Lions won today. Cool. But guess what? The Eagles are right on their ass. This team is unbelievable. This defense is so much fun to watch. There's so many guys I want to talk about. How about Milton Williams? Milton Williams with a big time couple of sacks in this game. How about Brandon Graham? Brandon Graham is 36 years old and can probably run better than you and me and everybody else. This guy was putting people on their butt too, man. Brandon Graham, I don't even know who it was for the Rams. I forget his name, but Brandon Graham was making this dude look like a fool. Later in the game, they had BG on the sideline. I think he was making so many plays, I had to give him some oxygen. Getting to Matt Stafford. The Rams, I knew exactly what they were going to do. They were going to try to dink and dunk and get the ball out quick and make the Eagles miss in the open field. And outside of the first couple of drives, every drive, this team just kept tightening up and tightening up and tightening up. Man, they are so good. The defense is so good. Shout out to Jake Elliott. Jake Elliott in this game, 3 for 3 with field goals, 4 for 4 in extra points. You want to know how to bounce back? That's how you bounce back. You left 7 points on the board last time. You come out, you go 7 for 7 tonight. That's how you do it. Milton Williams, big game. Who else? Josh Sweat had a sack in this game. He got hurt, came back in. Everybody on defense played good. I don't know anybody that played bad outside of Isaiah Rodgers, and he was just fresh coming in, and they were attacking him right away, which I don't blame Stafford for doing. Stafford's a smart quarterback, you know? Like on the pass interference play, even though that was a terrible call by the officials, that's smart of Matt Stafford to launch it downfield and, you know, to draw that penalty. It's smart of Matt Stafford to attack Isaiah Rodgers when he comes in. He's a veteran Super Bowl champion for a reason. But man, A.J. Brown, a big-time touchdown catch. That was reviewed because, again, these officials, this might have been one of the worst officiating performances I've ever seen. It's really hard for me to come up with more words to describe what I'm seeing about this team. Like, they came in here, they went on the road on, you know, in a place where they usually not struggle, but have like these weird, interesting games that go down to the last couple possessions. And, you know, again, the Rams came out of the gate like really firing, and the Eagles just have an answer for everything. This, if I've ever seen a complete team win, it was this game, man. It was this game. You got to give credit to Nick Sirianni, and I know people don't want to do that, but he hasn't gotten in the way. He has not gotten in the way at all. Everybody's making hard hits on this team. Yo, BG was so good. He might as well just keep playing, man. He's that good. He's that good. I don't know of anybody that had a bad game tonight, but again, it was sparked by the Philadelphia Eagles, and the Eagles ran the ball 45 times in this game for a total of 314 yards. I cannot help but think about the similarities from the Super Bowl year, the first year of Nick Sirianni to the Super Bowl year to now. Don't we realize that? Every time this Eagles team gets back to their real identity of pounding the football and opening up the field, and obviously now, I mean, no offense to my guy Miles Sanders, no offense to DeAndre Swift, Saquon Barkley is he's a different beast. But yo, the Eagles are a running football team. Saquon Barkley should be the NFL MVP. These guys are so good. The offensive line was getting attacked early. They just started opening up hole after hole after hole. And again, with Saquon, it's easy. It's 1-2. Bang, bang. Off to the races. He doesn't fool around. He doesn't go east to west. He goes north to south, and he's spinning. And even there's one play where Saquon's on the sideline ready to catch a pass, and he kneels down with the left knee, which is so smart to provide more stability, to make sure he holds onto that football. Like, Saquon just does things that a natural athlete does. You know, like, I feel like these things just come to him, and he's such a smart player. And he said this week that, you know, he's like, I'm just having so much fun. And I don't blame him, man. He's got the best offensive line in the world. I cannot believe how much the Giants held him captive for 6 seasons. Saquon almost had 4 1,000-yard seasons in 6 years. One of them he got hurt. The other one he got hurt and almost hit 1,000. And I knew when they signed this guy, I'm like, this is going to be a home run signing. Saquon Barkley is nowhere near a typical back. He literally changes the game. And I didn't even think he'd be this good. I mean, I knew he'd be good, but this good? He's literally winning these games. He's putting the team on his back. He's taking pressure off of Jalen Hurts. Jalen Hurts doesn't have to do as much. It's unbelievable, man. It's actually unreal. Like, Jalen Hurts is just going through the motions, man. The game is made so much easier for him now. But, man. Ladies and gentlemen, give me your thoughts in the chat. How are we feeling about this game? If you had one word to describe this game, how do you feel, man? How do you feel? And I don't want to kill the mood. I don't want to crush the mood, I promise you. But unfortunately, it was just brought to my attention. I'm going to pull it up for you guys. This sucks, man. I don't want to crush the mood, man. I don't want to crush the mood. I'm sorry. But somebody just sent this to me. Brandon Graham is out for the season after tearing his tricep. Brandon Graham emotional in the locker room, saying he is done for the season after tearing his tricep. Quote, "If I had to go out like this, I gave it everything I got." Damn, bro. Not BG. Not BG. Come on, man. Why'd they have to take him from us, man? Why'd they have to take BG from us, man? Well, if he went out like this, like he said, holy hell, what a game, man. What a game for BG. That's an absolute brutal piece of news to lay on us. But you know what, man? If that is the career for Brandon Graham, you know, thank you. Thank you for everything you've done for us, and thank you for just an unbelievable game. Man, that is brutal. That is brutal, man. Damn, bro. You're down Bryce Huff. You're down a couple other guys right now who are banged up. I mean, this is the vet of the locker room, man. This is the OG BG. I hope he gets a ring, man. If he gets a ring, I'll be happy. Another one. So anyway, I just wanted to bring that up. I think that is awful news, man. And I don't like. I'm having a really good time tonight, and I just think that's terrible. That's awful. Now, do I think that the Eagles have enough talent to step up regardless? Absolutely. I mean, let's be honest, BG's, on probably his last leg anyway, but I mean, he's still damn good. He's still unbelievable. Brandon Graham had a sack in this game, a tackle for loss. I think he had 3 quarterback hits. What do you guys think? Should BG come back for one more? I feel like he should come back. He's so good. He's still playing at a high level, man. He can't go out like this. He can't go out like this, man. Damn. Anyway, one word to describe this game. I would just say superior. I would say superior because the Philadelphia Eagles are superior on all levels, man. They can't be stopped. The Philadelphia Eagles, outside of the Detroit Lions, in my opinion, are the best team in the NFL. And honestly, I think the Eagles could take it to the Lions right now. I know the Lions have this high-powered offense, but that offense versus this defense, who seems to just harden up like a damn shell every game, I like this defense against anybody. They are superior to many teams, to pretty much every team. Yeah. I don't see a weakness on this team. The only weakness I saw was Coach Nick Sirianni and his ineptitude when it came to game managing and going for 2 points and things like that. But you got to give him credit because this team continues to rally. You can just tell they are like glued together as a unit. They just fight every game. Even if they go down earlier, even if they face adversity, or even if the refs gift the other team a touchdown, it doesn't matter. This team just shores up and they're rock solid, man. One word in the chat. Brian says bombastic. Who else we got? Corey says dominant. Sherry says kaboom. Confident, offensive, joyful. What else, man? Elite. This team is elite, man. It's so nice to have Eagles. It's so nice to have an Eagles defense back that you can just count on week in and week out. I feel like we haven't had that. Even a couple years ago when they had the 3rd most sacks in NFL history, it just didn't feel the same as this one. I feel like this defense is very likable in the sense that, like, there are a lot of fun stories combined into one. They don't even have an elite pass rusher, and yet they're this good. And they also have the rookies in there. They have a couple of the vets. And really they have a personality, I would say, more than the last defense. Like Jonathan Gannon, did a good job a couple years ago, but a lot of people didn't believe in that scheme. They didn't believe in the way he was coaching. They believed in the fact that the Eagles had all this defensive talent. This defense, though, they have a personality. Every game they come out and they're trying to punch somebody in the mouth, and I love it. I love it, man. They are tough. They are physical. They make plays they just make plays that stand out, that you remember. And, man, this team is awesome. It sucks that BG is out for the rest of the season. I wish he didn't have to go out like that. I feel really bad. I feel really bad for Brandon Graham, man. Kind of just a gut punch, man. But other than that, what I'll say is that this Eagles team is legit. And if Saquon continues to play the way he is, there's no telling what this Eagles offense can do against any team in the league. I'm trying to find out. I'm trying to find this one set of stats. Do you guys think Saquon should win NFL MVP? Do you think he's won it? I mean, you got stuff like this. Saquon Barkley in his last 2 games alone, 58 touches, 500 total yards, and 4 touchdowns. I mean, that's incredible. That's incredible, man. Like I said, video game numbers. Video game numbers. Jalen Hurts calls Saquon Barkley the best in the league. They really let the Eagles offensive line get Saquon Barkley. They thought that they weren't going to, cause chaos. They thought they weren't going to cause chaos. Saquon Barkley leads the NFL in 30-yard rushes with 8, 40-yard rushes with 5, 50-yard rushes with 4, and 50-yard rushing touchdowns with 2. You can't make it up. He had a 70 and a 72-yard rushing touchdown in this game. I mean, that is unreal. And the fact he's doing it with the Eagles after leaving the Giants, it's poetry, man. It really is. Unbelievable. Well, now they got to win it for Brandon Graham, man. This has to be the BG year. This has to be the BG year. Saquon Barkley, tonight, 255 rushing yards, 2 tutties, 9.8 yards per carry, 302 total scrimmage yards, 47 reception yards, and 4 catches. Wow. Look, man, I don't know what else to say about this team other than they are completely dominant. They can beat anybody. We can go up and down the list of the receivers that these rookie corners have contained. I mean, even looking today, right? I said on my preview, even if one of these guys goes over 100, I'm cool with it as long as you don't let up the big play. Puka Nacua goes for 117, 9 catches, no touchdowns. Cooper Kupp, 60 yards on 8 catches and a touchdown, but it was in garbage time. They did it again. The rookie corners did it again. And I just think that the only way to keep going here is up. Eagles have not let up at all. And I know they haven't played the best teams over this 7-game stretch. They have a good couple opponents coming up. But, man, they're good, man. They're fearless. They're fearless. So, anyway, man, that's where I'm at on this game. Kind of sucks that, we get the news about Brandon Graham. But, nonetheless, this Eagles team is special. Honestly, they should be able to finish out the rest of the season with maybe 2 losses in addition to what they have now. Maybe. But what we will remember tonight is the Saquon Barkley game. Like, this is a game we're going to talk about for a very long time. This is a game that you'll, tell your future families about. Like, you can't forget this game. This one was unreal. Unreal, man. What a night. Over 300 scrimmage yards. 255 on the ground with 2 touchdowns. Kenny Gainwell had 5 carries for 22 yards. I thought he was a nice compliment when they needed him. Obviously put one in the end zone for 14, which was nice. Everybody on this team contributes. And again, it starts with the running game. The Eagles are able to bully any team, man. They bully everybody. I'll ask you guys this, man, before we start wrapping up. How many games do you think the Eagles will lose the rest of the season? They got the Ravens, they got the Panthers, the Steelers, the Commanders, the Cowboys, the Giants. Like, how many games do they even lose the rest of the year? They're so good. I don't know who, like, maybe the Ravens, maybe the Steelers defense, but until I see them being stopped, I don't think they're going to be stopped. I really don't. They're that good. They are that good. And I think Saquon Barkley just catapulted himself into the MVP. Like, I think Saquon Barkley has to be the NFL MVP. You guys agree or disagree? Ladies and gentlemen, look at this. Through 11 games played, we're looking at some of the best rushing seasons of all time. 2024, Saquon Barkley, 1,392 yards with 257 in the air. That's insane. So he's got over 1,600 total yards, 12 touchdowns. Look at Adrian Peterson in 2012. Better numbers for Saquon. Look at Barry Sanders in 1997. Better yards. Look at Eric Dickerson in 1984. Better. Adrian Peterson won MVP in 2012. Barry Sanders won an MVP in 1997. Eric Dickerson set a single season record in 1984. Ladies and gentlemen, Saquon Barkley is on pace to have maybe the greatest season or one of the greatest for any running back in NFL history. That's how good he's playing right now. And I just don't have any more words to describe it. He's just carrying this team week after week. Now, if you're going to ask, should they limit his touches? I think what they're doing right now is working. I think if you get down later in the season and you're playing the Cowboys who suck and the Giants who suck, then yeah, maybe you don't need to rush them 25 times. But for now, I think the Eagles are in a flow. I think they come into these games now with a game plan, which is so crazy to just think. Because back then, and I'm talking about week 1, 2, and 3, it felt like they had no game plan. It felt like they had 15 plays, and that was it. And I feel like now they just come in so prepared, and it's a credit to the coaching staff. They come in prepared, they execute, and you know what they're trying to do. They come in, they have the game plan, you see them playing it out, and they just dominate. It's what they do. There's nothing else we can say, man. Nothing else we can say. The only bad part about tonight is that Brandon Graham is out for the season. But it was a historic night, an amazing win. Jim says no more long trips this year. That is huge. Yeah, I agree. Hunter says 1 or none. Derek says 2. Brian says we'll finish 13-4. I'm starting to think the same. I am starting to think the same because the Eagles have every weapon of a football team you need to sustain longevity. Longevity, man. Every single weapon, every single unit, every single element of this team is Super Bowl caliber. It's amazing. Amazing. What do they do now at edge rusher, though, man? Who's going to step up now? I mean, BG was still your starting defensive end. I mean, I know Nolan Smith has been playing well. Bryce Huff should be able to come back before the end of the year. You got Jalix Hunt. Obviously, Milton Williams is in the equation, playing well right now. Josh Sweat for sure, obviously. They got some guys to experiment with, but that's a big blow, man. It is. So they're going to have to ride the next man up mentality, and they're going to have to figure it out. I wish they would have gotten an edge rusher at the deadline. That's what I kept saying. Obviously, even more now would have helped, but you're here. It is what it is. You got to keep playing as a unit, and you got to go out there and fight and win it for BG. And speaking of win it, I got to give a shout out to our great partner of the show. It is BetMGM. Ladies and gentlemen, enjoy all your favorite sports like never before at BetMGM. Sign up with the code ATOZPA and get up to $1,000 back in bonus bets. If you don't win your first bet when you register with BetMGM, you'll get instant access to parlays, live bets, player props, and daily boosted odds specials. And with BetMGM at your fingertips, every play and every game matter more than ever. So sign up today with the bonus code ATOZPA and get up to $1,000 back in bonus bets if you don't win your first bet. Brought to you by BetMGM, the sportsbook born in Vegas. Download the app today. Please gamble responsibly. If you would have listened to me on the A to Z Philly IG, I had you, man. I said A.J. Brown was going to punch one in. Now, I thought Jalen was going to punch one in too, but no rushing touchdown for Jalen today. Surprising. But doesn't matter because Saquon Barkley is so good, man. Doesn't matter. Saquon is on a historic pace right now, and he's going to just keep it going. He gets stronger as the games go on. And, yeah, man. This Eagles team is well put together. They are complete. I know Howie Roseman was watching on this game in the press box. Eagles just got stronger, as always, as the game went on. And they beat a lot of adversity tonight. And they did it again. So 7 in a row, 9-2. Now you're on to the next one. You got the Baltimore Ravens next week. That's a big-time matchup. Derrick Henry, Saquon Barkley. I cannot wait to break it all down. We will see how it plays out, man. But thank you all for popping through here in the Eagles post-game live show presented by BetMGM, A to Z Philly. Eagle post-game live. Eagles get it done again. They win it 37-20. And they're on to the next one. 9-2, 7 in a row. Eagles team hitting on all cylinders. Appreciate you all. Enjoy the rest of your night. Time to win it for BG. And I will catch you all on the next one. Good night, everybody. Peace.